The problem is the Democrats actually like this system because it's open borders. Now, we don't allow it to be open borders because we're apprehending and we're doing a great job. It shouldn't be this way. It shouldn't be this way. We're the only ones in the world that have a system like this. It's absolutely insane.
Insane. And let's you and me be absolutely clear with each other. It's absolutely stupid what we're doing. President Trump today going after those radical Dems, their open border policies, his comments coming only a day after the New York Times published an op-ed that said the public shaming of Border Patrol agents would be in order. The article written by a human rights professor at the University College of London saying, quote, immigration lawyers have agent names. Journalists reporting at the border have names, photos, and even videos. These agents' actions should be publicized. It continues, this is not an argument for doxing. It's about exposure of their participation in atrocities. And not even an American, not even on the border, doesn't know what he's talking about, but suddenly he has a national audience for his vile nonsense. Joining us tonight, Tom Homan, former acting director of Immigration and Customs Enforcement, also a Fox Business contributor. Tom, it is great to see you. The New York Times, I mean, this is institutional ignorance possessed by the New York Times and spread by the New York Times. Your reaction to this?
It was disgusting. I mean, once again, they're vilifying men and women of the Border Patrol, men and women that leave the safety and security of their home every day to defend this nation. How come they didn't talk about the 4,000 lives the Border Patrol saved this past year? People that would have died that they found in dire straits crossing that border. How come they don't talk about Border Patrol that bring toys from their own children to the processing center so these children have something to play with? How about sharing their lunch? How come they didn't talk about Border Patrol that take sickness home to their families because they're dealing with 6 kids in these centers? They don't talk about all the sacrifices these American patriots make. They want to vilify them. It's disgusting on every level.
And it's journalists in this country who right now have been persuaded, I believe, by this nonsense about harassment of illegal immigrants instead of apprehension of illegal immigrants, which is what they're paid to do. This is a country right now divided on this issue. Should we have the right to protect ourselves, our nation, our borders? Or should we just open our arms and say, roll over us? I mean, the idiots are really taking command. And until this president was elected, this thing would be over right now. I really believe it, Tom. In 2.5 years from his election, he has rolled it back. But I'm telling you, this beat is building in this country, I believe.
Yeah, we're a country of laws, and every one of those congressmen and people that want to run for president on the stage last week, all 20 of them, they don't believe in the rule of law. They want to make illegal immigration legal. Yeah. They want to give free child care, free medical care. They want to abolish ICE. They want to give citizenship to those who violated the laws of this country. They're offering more enticements. Not one of them offered a fix to the crisis on the border. They're just offering more enticements for more people to make that dangerous journey. And if I have said for a year, if you don't fix these loopholes, 31% of women will continue to be raped and more children will die. And they keep dying. And none of that was enough to bring Nancy Pelosi to the table. What brought Nancy Pelosi to the table? The president saying we're going to arrest illegal aliens in the United States. Right. That's what brought her to the table. The threat of arresting illegal aliens had been ordered removed. Yeah. Nothing else mattered.
And if the president had not threatened tariffs on Mexican goods, I don't believe Lopez Obrador would have even thought about it, securing that border.
The president took everybody to school, including some in his own party. Once again, the president won. Yeah. And again, I've said it a million times, this president will not fail American people. He's doing everything he can to secure that border. He's taken more steps to secure that border than any of the presidents ever worked for. He's declared national emergency. He's taken executive actions. He put unprecedented assets on the border. He wrote an immigration reform plan. I mean, the man is keeping his promise to the American people. He's the right president at the right time, and he will succeed. I got 100% faith in this president.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of interesting, though, that the lies keep coming. And you listen to the Democratic hopefuls, and I love this. These folks who keep talking about 11 million illegal immigrants in the United States. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. Now, the fact is, the most recent number is somewhere between 22 and 30 million illegal immigrants in this country. Why can't we get a straight answer from even the government? You know, this thing is really, this is really out of control, because we have a machine, a propaganda machine, pushing this nonsense out. We're going to have about, if you figure the ratio of 1 apprehension, 3 successfully crossing the border, we're talking about 4 million more just this year alone.
Well, look, the president's trying to get a handle on that, right? He's trying to get that question added to the census. Of course, the Democrats don't want that question added to the census because more illegal aliens in this country, and more they're counted, the more toward electoral votes, the more power they get, more seats in the House. This is about power. This is about elections. This is about electoral votes.
Let's take a look at the full screen here, if we could. Have you got that? And I want to show you a picture of another victim of illegal immigration who no one's talking about this in the Democratic caucus, no one amongst the Democratic presidential hopefuls. These young people and older people as well. Let's move to the 93-year-old woman raped and murdered by illegal immigrants. I mean, this goes on and on.
What fired me up is the other day I saw a lot of Democrats using that picture of the father and daughter who died crossing the Rio Grande. Tragic, sad. Look, I've seen many dead migrants in my 34-year career. I've told you, I've actually stood in the back of a tractor trailer surrounded by 19 dead aliens with a 5-year-old little boy suffocated to death. I know it's sad and it angers me. But I've said, if the Democrats don't close the loopholes, more are going to die. So they showed this picture the other day and blame this is President Trump's fault. No. Look in the mirror. You have failed to secure this border. You have failed to close the loopholes. And we told you more children would die. I brought these pictures in. These pictures are given to me by angel moms and dads when last time I was in Capitol Hill. Right. And they don't want to talk about these cases, right? They don't want to talk about a 5-year-old little girl that was brutally raped and murdered by an illegal alien. Or the little baby, the 5-month-old baby that was raped and murdered by an illegal alien, or the 90-some-year-old lady that was raped numerous times and murdered. These are people, they're in the United States, they're attacked by people that are not even supposed to be here. So for those people that stood on that stage last week, all 20 of them that want open borders, abolish ICE, let's give them more free stuff, let's give pathway to citizenship to illegal aliens, that entice more people to come, they don't want to secure this border. They need to look in the mirror. This president wants to save lives. He wants to build a wall, which will save lives. He wants to close the loopholes, which will save lives. He wants to fix the immigration system, which will save lives. But the Democrats the Democratic leadership wants to push this false narrative on the people that the president's responsible for this. The president's trying to save lives. And I've done this for 34 years. This is the way it is. I've seen tragedy for 34 years. This president's trying to stop tragedy. We need to support him and stop the false narrative by the Democratic leadership. They should be ashamed of themselves.
And maybe someone in the national left-wing media will have the guts to ask the question, why aren't those hopefuls asking that question and counting up the numbers and being accurate with those numbers? Tom Homan, it's great to have you with us. I got one last question. When's the president going to make you immigration czar?
We'll see. I mean...
I didn't want to put you on the spot.
Well, you just did. Look, never say never, Lou.
I would never say never, but I would say now. Now. Tom Homan, great to see you. Thanks so much.
Appreciate what you do, sir.
Thank you.